Right.
Who here has not used Xamarin Forms before?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. I've got a slide in there, Sam. You're stealing my thunder, man. Seriously, I just put that slide in. Like you came in a minute after I put that slide in, and then like resumed having the full screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think.
Because I saw 27 people. I was like, yeah, there's probably some people who.
I'm not sure how to
But the
change
turnout,
the
like
program.
we don't have 27.
Yeah.
This is the perpetual issue. Particularly in the winter, it tends to be an issue. Like in the summer, you'll if you get 27 on, you're guaranteed to get like 15. In the
Yeah.
winter, 27
Ah,
you
it
get.
changed. Okay,
a
we're
lot.
live.
But this is like
Everyone
really
can
thin.
hear
That's why I was
you.
curious about
Yeah.
people being able to get in. All right, let's officially kick off. So first, welcome everybody who's viewing online. Thanks for coming, everybody. And I think almost everybody here is presenting, which is great. That's what Lightning Talks is about, right? Like I think people in the room probably, I think we've all seen each other at least a few times now, so it's good. This is like, it feels like a real community, which is great. All right, let's jump into time and location. So again, we're always here, third Tuesday of the month, 6 p.m., 45 Queen Street West, so you all know where we are. First announcement, we have a website. Now,
Yeah.
if you want to have a laugh, once I'm through the deck, I'll actually bring up a couple of sites. It's like a time boxed it to 10 minutes, so you can tell. Just a quick update. So Andrew Park is going to join us as an organizer.
Yeah.
Andrew has a really diverse set of abilities and skills, so we're really jazzed to have him on board. He's been consistently attending the meetups, like basically since the beginning. So great to have him on board. So welcome, Andrew.
Thank you.
Next month we're gonna try and get some new people joining the community. So Daniel has put up his hand and said, I want to do a getting started with Xamarin talk. So we'll do some intro stuff. I'm hoping we can kind of shop this around to people who haven't touched Xamarin, get them in here, and we can kind of help them understand what Xamarin's about, how to get started with it, understand the tooling, the process, the whole deal. So that's next month on, I think, is it the 19th or the 16th? I think I have the wrong
16th.
date in there. Yeah, so April 16th, not the 19th. So Daniel will be presenting. I'll probably be helping out to some degree. And anybody else who wants to help out with that, let me know. And including with getting the word out about, hey, we're going to do something beginner. So if you haven't touched it before, come join and learn about it.
Is this the mobile development?
Yeah, welcome, guys.
Come on in. Pizza's at the back. Help yourself. Next up, so call for speakers, always looking for speakers. It's, again, really nice to get the community involved. So thank you, everybody who has volunteered to talk tonight and talk last month. It's great to see other people's perspective and what they're working on. I know some of the stuff kind of gets echo chambery, so it's nice to get the different perspectives. So if you want to talk about a topic or even just show off something you're working on, so like I kind of pressured Scott into talking tonight, and Scott did he told me he did some review, but didn't really do a ton of prep, so he doesn't have a ton of time invested, aside from doing the actual work, which is of course the important part.
Sorry with my wife.
Yeah, perfect, good. So yeah, you can come up here and wing it if you're comfortable with that, and just like kind of talk about what you're doing, which is great. Share your ideas. Thanks to our sponsor, BSI Labs. So BSI Labs pays for the food, the space, helps pay for some time from me to prepare for this, and Daniel, and now Andrew. BSI Labs is a full-service consulting agency specializing in technical consulting, mobile strategy, cloud solutions. And really, we've kind of honed in on focusing on helping companies accelerate their mobile development projects. So if they're having trouble delivering mobile projects and mobile apps, really helping them actually get to the finish line really quick. Or sometimes they come to us and they're like, our CEO needs an app next month. And we're like, okay, we can do that. Seriously, that top-down stuff happens all the time. So I've started putting in a new section in here. So we used to just do a shout out to the general .NET group and what they're talking about, but there's a little bit more than that going on these days, so I wanted to cover all of it. So the Metro Toronto .NET user group is doing an Azure IoT Central and Event Grid talk on March 27th, so that's next Wednesday. The Metro Toronto user group used to be up in North York, and now they're run by the same group as the general .NET group. So they're in the financial district. So they're like basically just east of here. I think it's like at Bay and King. So pretty easy to get to from here. So if you're in the downtown neighborhood, it's easy to check them out. And you can find them on Meetup. Wanted to call out the .NET Community Stand-Up, mostly because there's some really useful stuff in there. And if you go and check them out, they broadcast the mobile specific. So the .NET Community Stand-Up happens every Thursday, and the first Thursday of the month happens to be mobile. So they do a couple different themes. I think they do tooling, mobile, cloud, and something else. So there's a bunch of different topics they rotate through, but one of the Thursdays, one of their sessions is reserved for mobile. So it's James Montemagno and usually Dave Ortno and a few other people from the Xamarin team inside Microsoft actually talking about what they've seen from their perspective, what's going on in their teams, all that kind of stuff. Next up, Global AI Night. So this is again from the Metro Toronto user group. So this is Tuesday, April 2nd. This is like kind of a global initiative to go out and do a little AI hackathon. So you can find that on Meetup as well. There's a global Azure bootcamp, so that's near the end of April. So this happened last year, I think.
What does that cost?
Pretty sure it's free. It's at the Microsoft headquarters. You can go and sign up. It's like basically a full day event on a Saturday. So if you can get out to Mississauga for 9 a.m. On a Saturday.
For free, yeah.
For free, it's a good way to.
Because AWS is like $1,500 for training.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is like, come and we'll show you how to do it. Last but not least, Xamarin Developer Summit is coming up in July. So July 11th and 12th, 2019. It's in Houston in July. So if you like heat, you'll certainly like the Xamarin Developer Summit. I've been giving the organizers some ribbing about that because I think I read the announcement and I immediately sweat through my shirt. So
Houston is very humid.
yeah, isn't that where you're from, Simon?
Dallas.
Oh, you're from Dallas.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So yeah,
Houston's worse.
you see, well, it's right in the Gulf, right?
Yeah.
So they also have an open call for speakers. So up until the end of March, if you've got a talk that you'd like to submit, they're accepting all kinds of different formats for talks. So check out their website. I didn't include a link here for whatever reason. Because I'm going to show it after my next slide. And before I get into some of those things, so quick question. Let's actually do the reverse of this. Who hasn't built an app with Xamarin? Who hasn't tried Xamarin or used Xamarin? One? Anybody else? Don't be shy. Just want to make sure we know our audience. So everybody else has played with it. Cool. Used it.
Anyone online, maybe?
Yeah. How about online? Anybody not used Xamarin before?
Daniel, let us know.
Yeah. I'll quickly bring up a few. Oh, this is nice. Check out the screen.
Ooh.
Oh, shoot.
I wonder if our Elgato is actually
It's too city. Well,
just. I'll reconnect. So we've got a capture card.
yeah, it's back here.
Yeah, that relays. It does a pass through to the projector and captures
There it
for
is.
the online stream. Okay. And sometimes it's not so great. So this is the site I spent 10 minutes on. So if you go to TO Mobile Devs, you can get all our links for Twitter, Facebook, Meetup, GitHub, YouTube, and WhatsApp. I was sick of those really crappy links that we had in that slide, so I figured just put them all under one roof.
We're definitely mobile developers.
That's what Daniel said when he saw it too. Yeah, quick and dirty. So the Xamarin Developer Summit. So it's Sessionized Xamarin Developer Summit. I think they have a main URL now too. Xamarin Developer Summit. Yeah, they stood up a domain last week. So if you're interested in Xamarin, if you want to go and they're trying to replace what Evolve was, Xamarin Evolve, the conference that Xamarin used to hold before they were purchased by Microsoft. So something interesting to check out. I'm going to try and make it down there, and I hope you can too. One last thing before I hand things off to Samer. So I know we've talked about this library that Daniel and I built called HTTP Tracer. I am actively soliciting feedback for a spec that I published a couple days ago. So if you get a chance, take a look at HTTP Tracer on GitHub, and the spec is an open issue in the issues queue, and I'd love your feedback. I'll be demoing some of that stuff in my slot, my Lightning Talk slot later on. So